Hi everybody, I'm back today with episode 3 of my Applique tutorial series. So far episode 1 we covered some basics and how to get started and what you'd need. In episode 2 last week I showed you how to do a basting method to prepare your patches. I've started a playlist so you can find all of these together in the same place on my channel. And today we're preparing the patch for needle turn, which you actually won't be doing any of the needle turning until we stitch it to the background. For now, we're just preparing patches. So needle turn applique is very similar to basting. In the early prep, you take your cardboard template, which we covered in number 1, and you put it on the center of the front of your fabric. And with your chalk marker, you trace around the template. I like to use chalk and chalk markers so that there's no heat required, water required, anything is required to remove those lines from your patches. This chalk will disappear on its own, and it doesn't leave any chemicals behind, which is one of my reasons I don't like to use the others. Oh, it didn't come out as clear as I like. Okay. That's why. Yes, with chalk pencils, they don't always they can, if you're not careful with how they're stored, they can break in advance. Sometimes. There, I fixed it. Okay. So then, same as before, you cut out the patch, and I recommend the pinking shears, as I've again covered in a previous episode. About just over 1/8 of an inch or so from the edge. And the biggest reason to use pinking shears is it makes curves in applique so much easier and nicer eventually than if you had to do all the little clipping to get around the curve smoothly. There. I will clip into there like I did before. I didn't put my scissors here for that to happen. Oh well, it's the same. I clip into the thing, and then I will, when this is basted to the background later, as you stitch, you turn and you hold and you stitch and you turn. You use your needle to turn it, the seam allowance, which is why it's called needle turn applique. This was one of those appliques that I just never got the hang of. I never got things to stay around and be as smooth as I liked, which is the reason I came up with the basting version, so that I can pre-turn all my seam allowances without too much stitching, just quickly, and then that held it all as then I stitch things in place. We will cover all of that later in the tutorial series. For now, that's it. But what I want to let you know is for the next couple of weeks, you will need some extra things. So I thought I'd let you know today. One of them is, and if you don't have a box of this, then see if a friend maybe can give you a rip-off of part of a box they have in their kitchen. It's freezer paper. Freezer paper is paper on one side and a waxy film on the other, and we're going to use it to prepare a patch too. And if you can get freezer paper or a little piece of it, I'd like you to try it because it might turn out to be your favorite method of preparing patches. Okay, so that's coming up next week. And then in, the week after, we're going to talk about starch. Now, I've had this for, I don't even know if it's still available, but I've had this for well over 20 years. I never use it anymore. I only ever had it for my classes. And when I did my pictorial houses, I used spray starch a lot in it. I didn't spray. I sprayed some in a little bowl and then painted it on the seam allowance. I'll cover all of that in the upcoming tutorial. Do not go out and buy this if you don't have it until you know that this is maybe a method you really want to use. I have a homemade recipe that you can make your own spray starch with probably what's in your kitchen. So you mix 2.5 cups of water with a 1.5 tablespoons of cornstarch. You sift the lumps out of the cornstarch first. And you bring it to the boil for a minute, and after it's cooled down, it's ready. If you want to use it as a spray, you put it in a spray bottle, but the way we're going to use it is we're going to use to paint it on with a paintbrush or a cotton swab. So again, things you maybe have around the house. Okay, I think that's it for today. I'm really glad to hear how much you're enjoying the series. I'm having fun sharing it with you. And next Thursday, we will talk about freezer paper preparation for your applique patches. Thanks for watching.